Hi guys, welcome to my channel Happy High Tarot. In today's picker card reading, we will find out how will you meet your future spouse. So you can see an image on your screen right now. You've got 3 options to choose from. Feel free to pause the video over here, meditate on all your options, pick whichever one calls out to you the most. You'll find the timestamps in the comment section as well as in the description box below. So make your choice and let's get started. Hello group 1, if you guys chose the first image, let's start your reading by taking a look at the oracles to find out how will you meet your future spouse. Then we will move on to the tarot cards, and in the end we will also find out certain months of significance. So the oracles that came out for you are rest, then we have security, temptation, and from the tea leaves we have dark man that says dealings or relationship with a man with dark complexion or hair. Then we have turkey that says someone is behaving stupidly. We also have feather that says someone you know is undependable and insincere. See that? And lastly we have pineapple that says reconciliation. So with reconciliation being present over here, I do feel very strongly that at least for a handful of you, you have already met your future spouse. It is quite possible that at the moment you both are learning certain karmic lessons, maybe not really taking any focused action towards each other because both of you are busy working out on your careers, financial stability, and things like that. Maybe at the moment, one or both of you doesn't have the emotional maturity to handle such intense emotions, which is why one or both of you perhaps might be exhibiting this energy of at times being stupid, doing things, saying things which aren't really necessary in this connection, which could have caused some rift between you guys. But because we have the energy of pineapple over here, it is very likely that at a later stage you guys will eventually reconcile and get married to each other. But like I said, that's just for a handful of you. For most of you over here with reconciliation and temptation, I feel like either you're currently dealing with a karmic or you might have dealt with one before. And once that chapter is over, once those lessons have been learned, and once that cycle has closed out, you will make way to reconcile or to come in a union with a past life soulmate of yours over here who will end up being your future spouse. It seems over here with the energy of rest and security group 1 that right now you guys aren't all that active in the dating scene. I don't think you guys are super focused on meeting anyone new, getting to know anyone new. And there's a reason behind it. I mean, I can see where you guys are coming from. With the energy of feather and turkey, it's not like you haven't been on dates. It's not like you haven't given new people a chance. But each time you have, it hasn't turned out all that well. And so now it seems like you've decided to just take a step back and let things happen when they have to. And you have shifted your focus, you have shifted your priority to your emotional and financial security, working on your needs, possibly even with the presence of temptation over here, which is the devil's energy. You guys might be working on your fears, working on your past wounds, working on your triggers. For some of you, the dark man over here might be the karmic that you had dealt with, especially if this physical description is something that resonates with you. Otherwise, it can also be the physical description of the person who is going to be your future spouse. Another thing that I see over here, a secure relationship where there is equal emotional investment matters a lot to you, group 1, which is why even when you do go out with someone or even when you do talk to someone, and if you get so much as a whiff of the person being insincere or undependable, you end things right there, right then. You do not bother yourself with wasting your time anymore on that person. So it's almost as if, thanks to your past experiences, you've now become very good at identifying who is worthy of your time, your effort, your energy, and who isn't. And you're sticking to that belief over here. Okay, let's take a look at your tarot cards now and find out how will you be meeting your future spouse. We have the Star, the Eight of Cups, Ten of Pentacles, and we have the Two of Wands. At the bottom of the deck, we have the King of Swords. Okay, first things first, I love the energy of the Star card over here along with the Eight of Cups, because you are destined to ultimately end up with your future spouse, with your divine counterpart, with this past life lover of yours over here. Any connection before that isn't going to work out. All right, maybe a long-term connection, might be a short-term connection, but if you ever find yourself wondering, why didn't it materialize, why didn't things go the way that I had hoped they would with XYZ, it's because they weren't supposed to. It's because you're destined to be with someone else, the one who's in your best interest, the one who can actually be the person you want them to be for you, show up in ways you want them to. It's also very clear over here with the Eight of Cups, especially if group one, you are at this crossroads of whether to stay or whether to move on. And especially if it's not a very good connection that you're doubting. In that case, with the Eight of Cups leading straight into the Ten of Pentacles, moving on from that ex of yours, that good for nothing ex of yours, is the right thing for you to do. Because once you have bid farewell to that past connection, you will make way for your future spouse to enter your life. Now, I am getting a couple of different scenarios about how you might be meeting your future spouse. Firstly, with the presence of Star and the Ten of Pentacles, it is quite possible that you might meet your future spouse through your friends or family. It can also be family friends, people you've known for a really long time, relatives, cousins, that community, that group. It is also possible over here with Star and Ten of Pentacles that you might meet your future spouse at someone else's union with their spouse. So basically a wedding or a wedding reception or an after party, things like that. That is where you might meet your future spouse. And another possibility over here with the Two of Wands is that you might meet your future spouse at a different location from where you are right now, which means basically that you would be traveling and you would be in another city, state, or country, and that is where you will be meeting your future spouse. Okay, let's find out what are the months of significance over here. So these months of significance basically most likely are going to be the months in which you might meet your future spouse. For extra confirmation, maybe you find your birthday over here or your future spouse's birthday might be mentioned over here. So we have January, April is about to come, we have August, and we have October. So I feel like, broadly speaking, between April of this year to January of next year, very, very strong chances of you guys meeting your future spouse. Other than that, of course, specific events might happen within these in these 4 months as well. All right, group one. So these are all the messages that I have for you right now. If you like this reading, do give it a thumbs up. Let me know down in the comment section below. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you're new over here, and hit the bell icon when you do so. I'll see you guys next time. Bye. Hello group 2, if you guys chose the second image, let's find out first using the oracles, how will you meet your future spouse? Then we will move on to your tarot cards, and lastly, take a look at certain months of significance for this connection. So the oracles that came out for you are reflection. Then we have fulfillment, solitude, and from the tea leaves, we have I, that says psychic ability, trust your intuition. Fire, that says strong emotion, passionate love or hate. We have chair filled, that says someone new is entering your life. And we have mountain road, that says you are on the road to success. Now, one interesting message over here with the presence of reflection is that there might be currently a lot of mirroring that's happening between you and your spouse. So you might find yourself watching all these future spouse readings, and when the reader describes your future spouse, you might pause and go, it basically seems like she's describing me. Because it is highly likely that to some extent your future spouse is a reflection of you. They're a lot like you. There might be a lot of similarities, lots of similar likes and dislikes between you guys. The other interesting message over here with fulfillment and solitude is that at this moment, both you as well as your future spouse aren't dating anyone. You guys are single. Maybe you both have been single for a really long time now. And in the meanwhile, you both are focusing on certain wish fulfillments of yours. Because you are on the road to success, this fulfillment might have got something to do with your individual careers, which tells us that it is quite possible that while you are on this road to success, in that journey, or while you're on that journey, you might meet your future spouse. So at least for a few of you, it is through the work that you are currently doing or planning to do in the future that you might come in contact with your future spouse. Because we have the presence of I over here, this tells us that even though your future spouse is going to be a brand new person in your life, as has been made clear with the chair filled card, you will instinctively know that this is someone special. Maybe in your day-to-day life, you keep interacting with and keep meeting a lot of new people. But it's not like your sensors really go off each time you meet a new person, but that won't be the case with your future spouse. Something about them will be different. And I also love the fact that we have passion complementing intuition, because this tells me that when you come in contact with your future spouse for the very first time, that instant attraction, that immediate chemistry, it will be undeniable. You will feel it, they will feel it. Now, because we have strong emotion, passionate love or hate, for some of you, the story might unfold in a way which is similar to the whole, enemies to lovers sort of a thing. Or maybe at first there is this love hate relationship between you guys, and then eventually you both realize that you have fallen in love with each other. And so you start dating each other, get close to each other. But the intensity of emotions from day one will be there, will be really strong. For a few of you, it is possible, especially with reflection and fire, that when you do come in contact with your future spouse, they might trigger certain emotions or maybe certain fears or maybe certain past wounds in you. And it's going to be a two-way street. Just like how they are triggering certain emotions in you, you too will be triggering certain unhealed wounds, triggers, fears, or you can say emotions in them, which is okay. It's good. In a way, it's healthy, because that way those emotions will be able to come up to the surface for you to identify, work with, and eventually release. Especially if in the past you have had a passionate connection that very quickly fizzled out, left you burnt in a way, it was a complete shit show. Especially if that has happened with you and you're afraid that if you fall in love with someone again, you might have to go through those same things. Fears like this, doubts like this, questions like this might come up to the surface for you to work with when you meet this person. Okay, let's take a look at your tarot cards now. One more thing with the presence of solitude. Like I said, for a lot of you, it's possible that you might meet your future spouse at or through your work, but for some of you, it might also be through some educational institution. For example, you have enrolled in some classes, some college to get some degree, and that is where you meet your future spouse. Okay, let's find out more. Look at this. We have the Hermit again. Six of Wands. Knight of Pentacles. And we have the Empress. At the bottom of the deck, we have the Seven of Pentacles. I feel very strongly over here that this is going to be one of those, you guys are going to be one of those slow burn couples. Your emotions for each other, although strong from day one, will just keep on growing over time. And before you know it, it will be very clear to both you as well as your future spouse that you guys just have to be together with each other. For a few of you, there might be a significant feminine who introduces you both to each other. Might be a feminine that you are related to or connected with, vice versa. Can be a mutual connection also between you and your future spouse. Again, the energy of education is coming across strongly over here. Plus, we have the Six of Wands and the Knight of Pentacles. So, some career goal towards which you're working really hard. Maybe things are moving a bit slow for you right now, but you are destined for success. And once you are on that path, you're aligned with that success of yours, is how you meet your future spouse. So, basically, meeting through a feminine, meeting because of some skill upgradation or something like that, or through your career. These are the three main ways in which you might be meeting your future spouse. Now let's take a look at certain months of significance. This can be the month in which you meet your future spouse, and this can also be your birthday or your future spouse's birthday. So the months that have come out for you guys are December, July, we have March, we still have a few days left in March, and we have May. So this year's summer might be of great significance in terms of when you might meet your spouse. In fact, because we have December over here, it's quite possible that before the end of this year itself, you might meet them. Otherwise, of course, in either of these months, you might meet your future spouse. So these are all the messages that I have for you right now, group 2. If you like this reading, do give it a thumbs up. Let me know down in the comment section below. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you're new over here, and hit the bell icon when you do so. I'll see you guys next time. Bye. Hello group 3, if you guys chose the third image, let's start your reading by taking a look at the oracles. Then we will move on to your tarot cards, and lastly we will find out certain months of significance regarding your connection with your future spouse. So the oracles that came out for you guys are surrender, then we have flow, very similar energies over here coming for you from two different decks, and we have transformation. From the tarot cards, from the tea leaves, we have moon that says changes in your life. Then we have seahorse that says family matters. We have frying pan that says trouble, accusations. We have tortoise that says slowly but surely getting ahead. So here's the thing. With frying pan over here, although it says trouble and accusations, mostly I'm getting a very frustrated energy from this group. It is quite possible that there has been a series of people trying to set you up with someone, and it just never goes the way you hope it would. And at this point, you are burnt out, you're exhausted, you are irritated, you do not wish to meet anyone new. And maybe with family matters over here, your family, your relatives are at the back of your life to get coupled now. It's high time. What are you doing? You're wasting your youth and god knows what else. And it's just annoying you. It's annoying you so much. Maybe it's causing clashes between you and your family members or your relatives or whoever these people are. And it seems over here with the presence of flow that while on the surface you try to hold your emotions together and you try your level best to not let these people and what they're saying get to you, it does get to you. We have the energy of moon over here twice, and moon is linked to your emotions. So I feel like when no one's watching, maybe you do cry yourself to sleep and things like that, because it's very human, right? You try not to get affected by their words, but if their words are particularly nasty or mean, it does get to you, it does bother you. And maybe in those times you keep wondering or you keep praying for some sort of magic to happen, for something to happen, for the person who's meant for you to just show up in your life and put an end to this agony of yours. Now, what the universe wants to tell you over here with surrender and flow is that you don't need to do anything extra special from your side to meet your future spouse. It's going to happen very organically. You already are on the right path. What's needed from you at this time, more than anything else, is an energy of surrendering. Surrendering to the flow of life, letting things happen as they have to and when they have to. Of course, I Totally get it. The problem might be that you understand this concept, but maybe your family or your friends or your relatives don't. In which case, of course, with the energy of tortoise over here, they're soft on the inside, but the shell is hard. And I guess that's just something you'll have to learn how to do. Toughen up. And I know it's easier said than done, but see, the good news is that slowly but surely, your future spouse is coming in your life. One more thing, with transformation and surrender, especially because this is the energy of death and rebirth, if at all, there is a past connection that you are still clinging on to, holding on to for dear life and hoping that it would come back to life, even though it's basically a deadbeat connection at this point, you are being asked to surrender that particular connection. There's a reason behind it. With frying pan over here and transformation, maybe that connection with that person was really intense, made you feel all sorts of things. But it wasn't a particularly pleasant connection either. Maybe there was a lot of jealousy, there was a lot of, them accusing you for things you didn't do, you accusing them for things they didn't do. It was just too much for you to handle and for them to handle. It wasn't good for you, it wasn't good for them. And the sooner you can understand that, the sooner you can rather accept that, the better it will be for you. Now, we do have transformation over here with changes in your life. So one message that I'm picking up on is that through a significant change that happens in your life, you might meet your future spouse. This can be a change in your career. This can be a change in your location. Maybe you move to a new city, you move to a new home, something like that. Okay, let's find out more using your tarot cards now. We have the Eight of Wands. We have the Page of Wands in reverse. We have the Page of Swords. We have the Six of Pentacles, and at the bottom of the deck we have the Seven of Swords. So I feel like the full story might not get disclosed to you just yet. Perhaps it's meant to be a surprise for you, which is why too it is very crucial that you stay in this energy of surrender. Now, what's interesting over here is that we have the Page of Wands in reverse, and the Page of Wands seems to be balancing out two little kittens over here. What does this tell us? Now, if I put two and two together, especially with the backstory that I'm picking up for you guys, someone who hasn't taken any action towards you in a really long time, and maybe even when you guys were together, they weren't really sure of you. Maybe they used to keep their options open, or maybe they never really showed up for you in the way that you would have hoped for. That is a connection that you need to let go of, and you need to be decisive about it. You have to first prepare yourself for that breakthrough. You have to first prepare yourself for that new chapter, which is being indicated over here with the Page of Swords. If you are waiting for communication with someone and just have closed your heart off to new connections, that needs to stop, that needs to end. As far as how you will meet your future spouse is concerned, I am getting a couple of different messages over here. Firstly, with the Eight of Wands and the Page of Swords, and especially because we did have the energy of surrender and that Seven of Swords, your future spouse might reach out to you online. So this can be any social media website or any other place. I don't know, maybe even LinkedIn, something like that. So this person might reach out to you, and I feel like it's a new person. What exactly are they reaching out to you about? I'm not sure at this point, which makes sense because we did have the Seven of Swords over there. But online communication is coming across very strongly. Although, to be very honest, I'm not really seeing any energy of dating apps or something over here, which is why I said it might generally be, like an online community, a forum, something like that, where this person reaches out to you. The other energy over here with the Eight of Wands is of traveling. So while you're traveling, while you're on some long or short trip for work or leisure, you might meet your future spouse. It is also possible over here with the Six of Pentacles and the Page of Swords, that someone might reach out to you with an offer of collaborating with you, expressing interest in working with you, and then eventually this formal relationship between you and your future spouse will culminate into a love relationship. The other good news over here with the Six of Pentacles is that whoever your future spouse is, unlike your ex, this is someone with whom you can expect equal reciprocity, equal investment, equal, if not more, love towards you. So that is great. Someone might set you up with them. That is also coming across very strongly with the energy of Six of Pentacles. So this can be a mutual connection that knows both you as well as your future spouse. And this person might set you guys up together, might be a blind date for some of you, but mostly some collaboration or partnership opportunity, this person reaching out to you on their own, online, or you meeting them while you're on a trip is coming across strongly. Let's take a look at the months of significance now. So these months can be the months in which you meet your future spouse, or they can also be your birthday or their birthday. So we have June. March is also, already almost about to end. We have February, September, and we have November. All right, so these are all the messages that I have for you right now, group 3. If you like this reading, do give it a thumbs up. Let me know down in the comment section below. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you're new over here, and hit the bell icon when you do so. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.